So everybody tell me good morning in the chat. I'll show you. I'm going to make this even better. Hello, Sach. Say good morning in the chat for me, please. Say good morning in the chat for me. Okay, let me get to the right class. Here we go. All right. Are you ready for me to make this better than what it is right now? Okay, here we go. You ready? All right, there we are. Mrs. Dallard, the stitch ears on. Not done on purpose, but there you go. So if I set there right, just the right way, I can look like I have stitch ears on. There we go. Okay, I hope you all enjoy that. Okay, here's the goal for today. All right. We have a test tomorrow. Okay. I have made it so that I do not have to drop off after 20 minutes and work with BC. Okay. Their test is Monday. So I'm going to take, well, you guys are taking a test tomorrow. I'm going to work with them the whole period. So you guys get the entire period today. If you're done with me after 20 minutes and you need a break, that's fine. Okay. Our goal is to just get ready for this test. Okay. Hello, Robert. Welcome to class. All right. So you guys got to tell me. I don't know that we'll get through this entire review in 45 minutes. We can do whatever portion of it we need to. Cynthia, I know you sent me a whole bunch of stuff yesterday, and by the time you sent it, I was just done with being anywhere near a machine. So I was on from like 7 a.m. to at least 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. last night. So I was kind of done. So if you guys could, in the chat, tell me which ones you want me to start focusing on, knowing that we might not get to all of them, that would be great. Okay. And then no, I'm going to record. I'm going to record this one. I'm going to record the one from third period. I will post them both. They're also all posted already. Okay. So, and I'm just going to go through the list and as you guys posted in Google Meet here. Okay. So give me your list. I want to see the list. Where did my sticky notes go? I don't know. All right. We're going to just go on the back of this one, I guess. All right, so I'm seeing 4, 5, 13, 10, 21, 18D, all of 18, it looks like, and 21. Okay, so it looks like there's our focus. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 problems to do. And please, you guys, stop me. Because when I spit the PDF file out of Otis, it doesn't put item numbers on it. So I'm kind of at the mercy of making sure I numbered it right myself. So if I am not doing the right number, you need to stop me, okay? So that we don't waste time, all right? Okay, so I'm gonna start with number 4. Hopefully the Otis and the self-checking, hopefully most of it's self-checking. I know there was one of them that Cynthia told me was not. I think it was the last one. Okay, so we can definitely, we'll try to get to that 21 so that we get to making sure you guys can check it. And I'm sorry, I did it fast and it happens, I'm human. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 4. I'm going to erase kind of what I have in here. Ooh, because I was working with a few people. A few people came in and I got some help. And then you guys, I am available this afternoon. I said I would be. So if we still don't have it, you still have questions this afternoon, come in. Okay, so that way we can get everything taken care of that you need for this test. All right. So looking at number 4 here. Draw this. All right, I need to reformat that before I can, before I can take the integral, all right? Can you guys tell me in the chat, what's another way to write square root? Everybody tell me that in the chat. What's another way to write square root? Don't forget, participating in the chat is part of your grade, so please help me out with that. It's also helping you process and you make sure you're understanding the material. Thank you for checking in, Madison. You can go ahead and go do your thing, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so we have the integral of 5x times x to the 1/2 minus x squared dx. All right, the x technically has an exponent of 1 on it. I'm going to write a fancy one, 2/2. When we are multiplying, what are we supposed to do with our exponents? Hello, Diego. And we are multiplying. What do we have to do with our exponents? We are definitely supposed to add them. Nice work. So we've got 5x to the 3/2 minus x squared dx. All right, we're going to add 1, divide by the new exponent. Okay, so I've got 5x. I'm going to add 1, which would make it 5/2. I'm going to divide by 5/2, or what would I multiply by? Can you guys tell me in the chat, if I shortcut this a little bit, what do I multiply by? If I divide by 5/2, it's the same as multiplying by what? Put that in the chat for me. I want to see that we're understanding that piece. Or is that piece the sticking point? Okay, it looks like we're okay. So I'm just going to go right to doing that, right? I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. All right, and then let's see, we're going to do the x squared piece, so it'd be minus x cubed over 3. What has to go at the end? Or we lose points. What has to go at the end? Oh, we capitalized it today. Nice work, everybody. Good job. All right, these would cancel, so you'd get 2x to the 5/2 minus x cubed over 3 plus 3. You could write it as 1/3 x cubed, that's fine. I think I probably did the fraction in there, but I will take both when it comes time for the test, okay? So I will try to catch all of those things. If I don't catch them in the auto grade, I will catch them in the hand, go back and hand grade it. Make sure you are showing me all of your steps and all of your problems, because if you just have the answer, I'm not giving you full credit for that. This one, I would expect to see at the least this step right here, right? I want to see you understand that conversion, okay? Or somewhere showing me that you understand that it's 3/2, maybe this step instead of that step, okay? So I need one of those 2 steps, and then I want to see the integration and the simplification, okay? All right, we are going to look at number 5 next. All right, so we look at that one and we see we have an inside function, right? But there's a problem with it. If I went down the route, and this is the problem of you know too much, okay? If I went down the route of my u substitution, right? When I go looking for du, ooh, it didn't change on me. Blue, du equals 2x dx. I don't have any of this, and I cannot, the rule is I cannot create an x. So I have to do algebra to simplify that first versus doing u sub. So this is not a u sub in this context, okay? If I had an x hanging out there, perfect, use u sub. I can't do that this time. So think algebra skills. What am I going to do when I see a squared there? What algebra process do we need here, everybody? Put it in the chat. What do you think? What algebra process do I need to apply first? Oh, you guys are so smart. Nice job. We do need to FOIL it first. Okay. So I like to, my brain has to process it because I have to see both of them there. Okay. So it's in order for me to FOIL it. That's just my brain. Okay. If you're like me, fine. If not, if you can do it in your head, fine. Okay. So x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. And then I have x squared times 1, which would be x squared, but I have that twice. So I would write it as 2x squared. And then 1 times 1 would just be 1, and then throw a dx after it. Technically, we should put parentheses because that dx operates on all 3 of those terms. All right, now we are ready to integrate that. Okay, so I'm going to go for my integral. I get x to the 5th over 5 plus 2x cubed over 3 plus, technically this is an x to the 0, so I get 1x, and then what do we put at the end, everybody? I want to make sure you're here paying attention. What do we put at the end? All right, nice work. We got to put that plus c at the end. I don't need the 1 in front. I could write it 2/3 x instead of 2x cubed over 3. Both of those are fine. 1/5 x would be fine. Okay. All right. Hopefully we're doing okay with 5. I'm going to jump to number 10. Looks like this is the next one in order here. Okay. It is not a bad idea since this one's still open note. Okay. Once we return to classroom, we're no longer in the open note-ish situation. Okay. Unless I give tests on Wednesdays, which I don't know that that's a good idea. And remember, your AP exam is not open now. Sorry. I would make sure that I have all of my integrals written out. You might want to even have a list of your integrals, list of your derivatives, okay? If you're lazy, open up the front inside cover of your hardcover textbook. They are there, okay? So just like inside the inside cover. In fact, I don't know if I'll be able to show you. I don't know if there's your textbook, right? Woo, look at that. Oh, you can't see it. Derivatives and integrals right there. That's where they all are. Okay. Hey, look at what's on the other page. Did you guys check out the other page? Look at this page. Woo! Unit circle and trig identities are on that page. I know you can't see it. There you go. Okay, unit circle, trig identity. So it's all right there. So if laziness ensues, this is your resource. Okay, it's all there. If it was me and I'm trying to memorize these things, I'd maybe write it out in my own handwriting. Okay. But you've got it all there. Okay, I am looking at this one. Can you tell me in the chat on number 10, what technique am I going to have to use to integrate? And by technique, I mean, do I just do a basic integral? Do I need an arctangent? Do I need to use substitution? What do I need? What technique am I going to use here? What do you guys think? All right, we have identified there is definitely an inner function. Okay, so there is a U sub going on. What is my inside function? Can everybody tell me that? What is my inside function? All right. Brianna, I'm not sure. Oh, Brianna, you're not looking at the right one. You're looking at, we're doing 10. I'm sorry, those arrows were from something else I did. I apologize. I think you understand inside, it's just you grabbed the wrong one. No problem. All right, so we are looking at this x squared right here as u. So u equals x squared. Can you guys tell me, what does du equal? What does du equal? Stephanie, Jocelyn, nice work. Sach, nice work. Daisy, nice work. Bianca and Damien, good job. Okay, so we need 2x dx. Okay, make sure you got the dx. Everybody else knew it. I think we just lost the dx on it. You got to make sure you put that dx on there. Okay. All right, so I am looking. I have the x and the dx. What am I missing in my original? What am I missing? Okay. So that means the only way I can put stuff in is by multiplying by 1. So the fancy way I multiply by 1 is I put a 2 on the inside because that's what I needed for the du, and I put a 1/2 on the outside. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite it. So with my u subbed it in. So 1/2, we get e, and for x squared, we are replacing with u. For the 2x dx, I am replacing with du. All right, help me out. When I integrate e to the u, what do we get? When I integrate e to the u, what do we get? Let's see what we're saying. All right, we get e to the u. Nice work. Nice work. Oh, it almost felt good to stand up there for a second. I have been sitting in this chair for a couple of hours already. All right, and then plus c at the end, and I got to substitute back in for the u, so I get e. I'm putting that ux squared back in, plus c. All right. We good? Hopefully on 10. We got to do 13 next. Okay, 13. All right, so this was one of the approximations, okay? I don't know if you caught it in the stream or the text out, and I'm sorry, it was just, I was inundated yesterday. I had no time to do anything, and I just couldn't get the thing corrected. So we're gonna live with the incorrect stuff. Only rectangulars, although it does sometimes come up in weird places where they want it over or under on a midpoint and in a trapezoid, but we didn't focus on that. So typically rectangulars are the only ones that have over or under estimates. So we're going to talk about what that looks like with this one. And then if you have, so the over under estimate on 13, take those, or on any of these, take that out. Okay. I don't know, it was maybe 15 and 16. I accidentally put it in there. Okay. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do whenever I see one of these, I think they're easier to understand from a table. That's my personal opinion. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to always go to the table. Okay. I think it's easier to see and set up from there. So x, f of x. And probably 75% of the time on the AP test, it's going to be a table. Okay, so that's the other reason I go there. When I set up my table to decide what x values I'm going to plug in, I'm going to go with my intervals. So I'm going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now I'm going to plug those values into this f of x. So when I put 0 in, I get 2. When I put 1 in, let's see, I get 3. Watch my arithmetic for me. 2 in, 2 squared is 4, plus 2 is 6. 3 squared is 9, plus 2 would be 11. 4 squared is 16, plus 2 is 18. Okay. Do you need something? Okay. You okay? How's the virtual field trip? You still doing it? We have a 10-minute break, okay? Was it on animals or something? Yes. Human animals or regular animals? Okay. Octopuses? Oh, that sounds like fun. Ellie's on a virtual field trip today. She's getting to watch fun. Oh, pythons and cockroaches. Boy, oh boy. Well, everyone missed English class for this. All right. It's rough when you have to go to a science magnet school, right? Okay. She's not thrilled right now. All right, let's keep going. Let's do some right. Would you like to do a right rectangular approximation with us, Ellie? We just have to add and multiply. I think you could do it. I know you could do a derivative. All right, so just watch. All right, so we're going to do an RM. So in our RM, we're going to start from the right. We've got to do 4 subintervals. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to set up that. I'm going to set up like one less plus sign, right? Okay, then I'm going to look my distance in between, and I know I'd write this weird and do it backwards than anybody else, any other teacher probably. My distance in between is 1. The height I'm going to use is 18. Okay, my distance in between is 1. Ooh, 1. The height I'm going to use is 11. My distance in between is 1. The height I'm going to use is 6. The distance in between is 1, and the height I'm going to use is 3. Do I really need any of those ones? Absolutely not. All right, and then we've got to add all this stuff up. All right, let's see. What is it? Did you add it yet, Ellie? No? Oh, okay. All right, so let's see. We've got 9 plus 11 would be 20, plus 18 would be 38. Did I do that right? No, I didn't? Are you sure? Did everybody, was everybody else, is 38 right? Can you tell me yes or no in the chat? What do you guys think? Did I do it right? Yes. Oh, Ellie's changing her mind. Ellie's changing her mind. All right. She's got yes now. Okay. So everybody says yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So now comes the part. I'm hoping that that wasn't the part we had trouble with. I'm hoping it was the over underestimate part. So here's how I deal with over underestimate. Okay. So if I'm thinking about what's going on, okay, I want to look at my numbers. Hey, Nate, I see you. You're checked in. Go ahead and do your thing, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Thank you for checking in. All right, so I am going to do, I notice my numbers are strictly increasing. Increasing, okay? So that would look like this picture, right? It would be a curved function going up, okay? Strictly increasing. So if I started drawing rectangles from the right, I would look like this, and then that, and then that. So what do I have in my picture? Is it an overestimate or an underestimate? What do you guys think? Over or under? There's no medium estimates. Sorry? It's an over or an under. No, it's good. See, now when you take my class in a few years, because it's getting closer now, right? You'll know this stuff. All right. You go, oh yeah, I did that in 7th grade, everybody. All right, it is an overestimate. Okay, thank you, Nate, for telling me. I don't know if Nate's still here. Okay, so we are done with 13, right? So we've got to go to 18 next. I'm going to skip to 18. 18. Okay, interesting. This one's a little bit different. Okay, they didn't give me, did I not? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff that we've got to find on 18. All right, so they are telling me, hey, this stuff is true. So I know that if I integrate from 0 to 3 of this function, I get 4. If I integrate from 3 to 5, I get -2. And if I integrate from 0 to 7, I get 12. So I have to, whatever they give me down below, I have to make into one of those, into a combination of those 3 things. Okay. All right, so it says 0 to 5. Okay, so 0 to 5, I know I've got 0 to 3, and I know I've got 3 to 5. So I'm going to break my 0 to 5 up from 0 to 3, and I'm going to add that to 3 to 5. And then I am simply going to take this number and or these numbers and plug them in. So I get 4 minus 2, which is 2. We doing okay? I hope. Do you need me to log in again? Okay. 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 All right, let's look at 3 to 5. Or sorry, 5 to 3. So what is wrong about this picture right here? What do we not like about it? Can you tell me that in the chat? Can you describe that for me in the chat? What do we not like about for going from 3 to 5? Oh, there isn't a dx. That's right. That's not what I was thinking, but thank you. I mistyped that, didn't I? All right. Casey is telling me, okay, the numbers are switched, the big number. Okay, good job, guys. So we don't like that big number on the bottom, right? We know that we've got to switch it. When I do that switch, what do we have to put out front? Can you guys, everybody tell me that in the chat? When I do that flip, what do I have to put out in front? Here we go. And I know this is one you guys had to do on video on your own, right? So it's good that it's popping up here, 3 to 5 of f of x dx. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to look and see what was 3 to 5. Well, 3 to 5 was -2. So I'm going to drop this negative that we put out in front, and I'm going to replace this with -2, so it ends up being +2. It's a coincidence that the answers came out the same. Okay. All right. Now, this is the one and only exception to the rule. I can't use the ones up above to create it, right? Whenever I integrate from 5 to 5 or a number to a number, I could do this, right? Smiley face to smiley face. What do I get as my answer? A number to itself. What should my answer always be? Let's see if I've got 1s and 0s right now. What does everybody else think? I want to know. What do we think? All right. It is in fact 0, because what's going on is if I went and I did the antiderivative on this, right? If my antiderivative was f, we do f minus f. It would be f of, when I substitute in, right? It would be f of 5 minus f of 5, which that would cancel, right? So it would have to be equal to 0. All right, and I know D was probably the biggest problem of them all, right? How do I create from 3 to 7? So let's go back. I don't remember what was up there, so I have to go back and I have to look. So 3 to 7. I have 0 to 7 and I have 0 to 3. So let me kind of erase what I have scribbled on there. So I am going to put a combination together of this one and this one. So let me explain. Okay. If I have a number line and I have from 0 to 7, and on that number line, I also have from 0 to 3. Okay, so I know this number. So I know the whole thing, let me write it out with the numbers. The whole thing is 12. This little chunk is 4. What operation am I going to have to do to get that chunk of it? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. What do you guys think? Does having the picture hopefully help a little bit? Because that's ultimately what you're doing. Is you guys are right. You're going to subtract that. Okay. So let me write that out in the formal calculus. Okay. So we would have to do the integral from 0 to 7 of f of x dx. And we're going to subtract the integral from 0 to 3 of f of x dx. We know that this one was 12, and I think this one was 4, right? So we would get 8 on that. I want to make sure I have my numbers right. Yep, 4 and 12. Okay. I think this one was supposed to be number 19, right? I guess my counting is off from here. All right, the last one that I had on our list that we wanted to see was 21. So I'm going to try to go to 21 here. So 19, this one's 20, this one would be 21. Is that our last one? Yeah, okay. So I've got to actually zoom out of that one a little bit. Okay, so looking at 21, I need to integrate all the way from -6 to 6. All right, hello, Kobe, welcome. We are going to see, what shapes do we see there? And I know it's a little bit distorted, but what shapes do you guys see in there? Can you tell me in the chat? What shapes are we seeing? I want to see everybody's opinion on what you are visualizing. So make sure you're helping me out in the chat. It does kind of look like an oval, but it's not intended to be an oval. It's the distortion on it, okay? So whenever you see that arc, even if it's distorted, it was bad and I was working fast. I couldn't get it to go the right way. It's technically a half circle, okay? So even though it looks like an oval, or actually we don't use ovals in math, we say ellipse, which we never have talked about before, but we say ellipse. And the way you can tell circle is count the boxes, right? 1, 2, radius, 1, 2, radius, 1, 2. So that is definitely a circle. Okay, but you guys are right. We're seeing two triangles and a half circle. So they want us to integrate that. So basically I'm going to write out, okay, here's my integral from -6 to 6 of f of x dx equals. All right, I'm going to do the area of this triangle first. So I know triangles divide by 2. I have 2 times, and let's see, my height of this triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus the area of this circle or half circle. So I know if it's a half circle, I'm going to divide by 2. My radius is 2, so I'm going to do pi times the radius squared. And then we've got this triangle down here. I know it's a triangle, so I divide by 2. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a height of 1, 2, 3. Okay, it looks like I can do some canceling in all of them. It's our favorite thing to do, right? 2's are gone, 2, and I can cross out one of these, so I get 2 pi. Let's see, 2 goes into 6 3 times, so 3 times 3 is 9. So 13 plus 2 pi would be your answer. I'm sorry, and make sure you have that one written down because that one doesn't self-check. I messed up. I didn't, or it doesn't have a check answer button because I messed up. All right, that was the list you all gave me at the beginning of the period. Is there anybody have anything else that they want me to go over from here? Mason wants me to do number 9, 3, and 1. Okay, so I'm gonna write those down. All right. Let's go back and do those. We still have about 50 minutes. If you are completely done with this, you don't want to listen anymore, you are more than welcome to exit. That never happens when we're in face-to-face, right? You put your head down and take a nap and hope I don't wake you up, right? Okay, so So if you're done, you can exit. But if you remember, we're trying to get ready for that test that's tomorrow. So if it was me, I would stay. I know it makes your day a little longer, and hopefully it's been exciting to watch Mrs. Ballard with Stitch behind her all period, right? So I could get a little closer so that it looks like the ears are actually on my head. There you go. Was that good? Did anybody screenshot it? See, I can look right at the camera, so you can screenshot it really quick, and then, maybe it'll land in the yearbook or something weird. Okay, I hope not. But it's better than the state of my desk that's landed in the yearbook for years. I think I have like the messiest desk on campus usually. We'll see. Maybe I won't have any paper on it when I get back. I doubt it. But all right, 9. I'm going back to 9. All right. Oh my gosh, 9 is like my favorite problem ever. If I say it's my favorite problem ever, what does that mean to everyone? What does that mean if it's my favorite problem ever? You guys are right. This one will be guaranteed to be on the test. It might not have a 4 there, but you're going to see something like it. Okay? All right, let me rewrite it in a slightly different way. Okay? So let's say we rewrote this and made it look like the natural log of x to the 4th times 1 over x. That might help you see it a little bit better, okay? This is the exception to our rule on if we have a denominator, it's the inside of the function, okay? So what is the inner function on this, or what would our u be for u sub on this one? Can you guys tell me in the chat? I can zoom in a little, yes. So I'm looking for what is my inside function. Got about 5. There we go. Okay. So, and don't worry about the dx. I got it, Marissa. But nice. Thank you for catching it. Okay. So it is natural log of x. So our u is going to be the natural log of x, which means what's du equal to? Can you guys tell me that in the chat? What's du equal to? I think Stephanie was waiting for me to say that. All right, so 1 over x dx. So, and it looks like, look at that. I have all of that. I have the u. We're ready to do the u substitution step. So we have u to the 4th. And then for this piece here, I substitute in du. All right, we're ready to integrate. I'm going to add 1, right? So u to the 5th divided by 5 plus c. And then I'm going to substitute my u back in. Natural log of x to the 5th over 5 plus c. You could write it as 1/5 natural log of x to the 5th plus c. You can also do this, just like we move that thing on the inside, the exponent on the inside with trig. You can do that with logs too. I don't use that as much on logs. I only use it on trig, but it's possible. All right, that was a good question because you know it's going to be on the test. It's my favorite problem. I like the fact that it's very elegant, right? It all goes away, but it's hard to see at first, right? You don't understand that x piece in the bottom, but it's great. It's beautiful once you see that natural log and then get the derivative in there. All right, let's look at 3. All right, so number 3. Okay, so it's not a u sub problem. Okay, I am going to simplify the algebra first. And I think that we've been working on u sub more recently, and we forgot that we did all those basic easy ones. This wasn't intended to be a hard one. It's intended to, so do you recognize that you have to simplify first? Okay, but remember, when I do this on the test, it's not going to be in this order. So I'm going to have a u sub, and then one you got to simplify, and then another u sub, and one you've got to do like an area problem. So you're going to have all jumbled up. Does it matter how you write it on the test? It does not, Jocelyn. On that last one, you can pick whichever one of those ones you want. Okay, I cannot mark it wrong. And if I accidentally don't put all the answers in the auto grade, I go back in and I look at everything. Okay. And when it comes time for the AP test, you want to actually understand all of those notations because you don't know what it's going to look like multiple choice in the end, and they could use any of them. Okay. So, and I know that's coming. It's coming sooner rather than later. All right. The integral of this one, I'm going to split it into two fractions because I'm going to use this common denominator. So 5 over x squared dx, technically in parentheses. So I'm going to simplify one more time. I know that division turns into subtraction, so I subtract my exponents and just get an x. And then I want to bring this one upstairs to integrate it. So I'm going to make it -2. All right, we're going to add 1. So 2 over 2 plus, when I add 1 to this one, I get 5x to the -1 divided by -1. What goes at the end, everybody? What goes at the end? All right, nice work, plus c. There we go. So we have x squared over 2. I'd probably may switch this to a minus. I'm going to bring that down, keep the 5 on top, plus c. Okay. All right, we're going to go up and do 1, and I think that's probably going to be pretty close to time, right? Let's see. What time do we get out? We get out at 11:40. Oh, we're already over time, you guys. So I'm going to stop because we all have to go to third period. We were just having so much fun today. So if you still need something, let me know, and after school, and I will try to see if we can get number 1 recorded during third. I'm sorry we were so long. Have a good day, guys. Bye, Bianca. Bye, Brianna.